Hi, this is Sive Morten with the daily update on EuroFX. I post my exclusive market overviews with the key political and economical events, charts and important levels on the ForexPeaceArmy.com forums weekly. This short video is a response to rapidly changing situation on the currency markets and should help you to stay on top of the game and be profitable. I suggest you to visit ForexPeaceArmy.com forum and read my analysis for the week before watching this daily video.
Welcome back, everybody. So let's take a look again on the cryptocurrencies. It was significant performance on the Bitcoin, and maybe, or at least this is the subject to think about, because as we said, before taking some investing positions on the Bitcoin, you need to get the clarity that market indeed is turning up. So, currently the major question is, could we treat recent action as something really valuable, something important, something reliable that we could really use as a background for taking long-term investment position on the Bitcoin market? With this subject, we have two major concerns. So the first one, what is the background of recent rally? And the second, what stands nearly the current price level? So on the second question is easy to answer if you take a look at the weekly chart, and here we have very strong resistance area on the weekly chart. This is confidence weekly resistance, 44.70, 46.50. That will be the major test for the Bitcoin market. The real market that is reversing up should break this area to the upside and keep going. If this will happen, this will be really big challenge on upward continuation, because that should happen theoretically if market indeed is turning bullish, and it should break the strong levels that is prevented from the upward continuation. It's also important that if you take a look at the monthly chart, you will see that approximately the same area where market stands right now, 42.60, 44.50. This is previous broken confidence area. So this time it also starts working like the barrier. So this is really important, and if market will be able to return back above this area and preferably move above the yearly pivot point, which is the 48 area, that will be important. In this case, this might be really important, and that could tell us that market should keep going higher. So, but of course we will not wait until market will hit the F48. We will try to investigate what's happening right now. So that being said, on the weekly chart, the major test for the market will be this resistance. It has to break it up. So correspondingly, if you have some long positions that you have taken in previous week, treat this area as a potential target, because if even market later will break it up at the first touch, that might be the pullback. So in general, this area might be as some kind of the intermediate target for any upward action that will happen on intraday charts. So that will be an area that market will try to challenge. So at the same time, currently with this upward pullback, we can't say that the bearish context is broke. It's just because we have the bearish trend. It is not turned bullish yet. We have very strong downside action. And actually what is more important is that on daily chart we have uncompleted OP of 26K. So taking into consideration we have relatively fast frosting action, it is naive to think that this will be just, so here we already, everything is happening, everything is done, and market is turning up. It's not quite so, because standing of the important target below the market, especially when it has no significant support areas in this level. So if we'll take a look at the weekly, we do not have any supports on the monthly chart. This is relatively free space to the 226, and suddenly market turns up somewhere in the middle of this range. So it looks a bit suspicious. So I think that this game is not over yet. And I'm not excluding the way that market just will keep going lower. Mostly, well, the second question that we asked in the beginning of this video is what the background of this rally. And the reason why I think that we should not withdraw this target and think that it will not be reached by the few moments. First of all, the upward action here stands not because of the Bitcoin, but it stands because of the weakness in the United States dollar. On the background of the rising interest rates from the Bank of England, on the changing of rhetoric from the European Central Bank, if you take a look at the dollar index, you could see what will happen in the recent week. It just collapsed. And if you will compare it to the Bitcoin, you will see that Bitcoin have risen for approximately this in the same manner, in the same way. It's just not because the Bitcoin becomes stronger, it's just because the dollar has become weaker. And if we'll take a look at the background of this event, this is just rebalancing of the dollar to cable, dollar to euro background, because dollar index is trading to the basket of the currencies, and when they become stronger, dollar index coming lower. So, but once this rebalancing will be over, dollar could get stronger again, and actually, especially if the Fed will start raising rates for 0.5% right in March. So that will be really important. That's why we think that it's a bit early to speak that everything, well, it's turning bullish. Second question, in another cross-market analysis, take a look at the interest rates. You could see what will happen with this recent upward thrust. Market finally hits the target. It's 194, is the butterfly target on the 10-year yield. It's suggesting that somehow the retracement here could happen. So once the target has been completed, butterfly is completed, it suggests some pullback, some relief here, especially because till the next meeting we have the 2 months approximately, so or at least 1.5 months, and that might be some downside reaction, which also will be supportive to the Bitcoin and let it to climb a bit higher and to complete probably our target around 44, 46 area. Hence, on the lower time frames, what we could keep an eye on. So daily chart we have discussed this picture. On the 4-hour time frame chart, we have two different extensions. First one is initial ABCD minor pattern with XOP around 45, which makes an agreement with the weekly confluence resistance. This is important, 45.27. And we have also this faster ABCD pattern now stands at the OP target. From this pattern we also will have the XOP, but it stands significantly higher, and currently it is not very interesting. So we're mostly focused on what will happen here. On the 4-hour time frame chart, we could make two conclusions. First of all, this market should keep going higher. It's just because you could see very strong acceleration on the CD leg, and it suggests that it should move and complete the XOP target, especially because of this ABCD pattern, as the OP already has been passed. So, but in second moment is that since we've got still here some kind of the godless triple to sell, some pullback here could happen. Probably for two of these levels. First one is 40.5 approximately, and this confidence support 38, 90, 39, 20 area. So these levels, two levels to watch for retracement. That being said, if you would like to go short, you should wait when the market completes the 45 target and hits the weekly resistance and watch there for bearish patterns around it. It's because downside pullback or even downside continuation is very probable from this area. This is for the bears. So scalp bears, of course, you could keep an eye on also what's going on here, trying to find maybe some reasons to sell with the minor target, but this is too small scale for this video. We're just monitoring these minor steps. If you would like to go long, you probably could try to catch this retracement, either to this level or to these two confluence areas. Keep an eye on how retracement stands, whether this will be some ABCD pattern or something that sort. Once market shows some minor pullback, this probably should keep going to the 45. It also could keep going directly because we do not have the overbought on the daily. Just let's check this. You can see that market is not at overbought on the daily chart. And actually, that's the next resistance that stands on the daily chart is just around 45 area. So it also could happen that market will not show the pullback and keep going directly right to this area. So this is actually what we expect to see in this week. So upward continuation and then some downside response on a strong weekly resistance area, which will become either moderate pullback or, which we can't exclude, it might be even downside continuation to the 26. It depends on what will happen on other markets. So that's our short-term view on the cryptocurrency.